And got to imagine that Cole gets a little caught off guard with this very quiet atmosphere here at Assembly Hall. Again, it's Orange Hush Night, and the fans will not get up and cheer until Illinois records their 10th point as Griffey looks to make it 9 with this three, and he does.
Vala penetrates, kicks out, gets the loose ball, and an interception by DJ Richardson all alone. Showtime, and he puts it in. Maybe not as flashy as I expected, but able to just get a nice easy two.
Yes.
Joe Bertrand on the right wing. And we'll send it back up to the top of the key to DJ Richardson. Paul on the left wing now. Brings back to the center. Henry will shoot the first three, and he puts it in. Ball is rebounded by Abrams, who looks to push. Kicks, Paul on the left side. Back to Abrams at the top of the key. Paul will take another three, and that one goes down. Illinois, 4 baskets, 4 3-pointers, and they lead by 10.
Richardson off the screen for three. No good. Illinois starting to cool down a little bit. An offensive rebound from Brandon Paul puts it in. Here's Tracy Abrams here on the left side for Illinois. Devin Langford still in the game for the Illini as Paul finds a wide-open Griffey down low who's able to finish.
Richardson on the left side, guarded by Vala. Shot clock at 10. Shaw hit the floor. Now the clock with 7. An entry pass to McLaurin with 5. Turns around, left-handed hook, good. And we are underway here at Assembly Hall with Illinois controlling the opening tip. And it's in the hands of number 3, Brandon Paul, the senior from Gurnee, Illinois.
And let's see if Brandon Paul makes some moves to the basket in this game. We like to see him moving around to the basket, not settling for 3-pointers as he has in the past.
Joe Bertrand on the right wing. And we'll send it back up to the top of the key to DJ Richardson. Paul on the left wing now. Brings back to the center. Henry will shoot the first three, and he puts it in. And one thing about this Illinois team, a lot of people can stretch the floor with their perimeter game, and Mike Henry has certainly developed his shot over the offseason.
Yeah, he's been working on that all offseason. It's good to see him come out here and make his first shot.
Kyle Nelson, the freshman, up at the top of the key, gives to the lone senior, Bryant. Here's Giroux, pressured by Paul.
That's good pressure defense right there. Good closing on the ball.
Julian Lewis is picked up by DJ Richardson as the clock hits 10. Bryant working on Richardson now. Jackson's going to have to give a three from the top of the key, and that rattles out.
That was a forced shot. He may have been swayed by the Illini crowd here with the fake countdown.
A high ball screen from Egwu, and Paul feeds him down low, but there is a foul.
And it's going to be tough for Lewis as Egwu is 6'11", and the tallest player on their team is 6'8", 3-inch height advantage for Egwu.
They get the point guard Jarosz with the foul, his first, and it'll be Brandon Paul to inbound on the baseline. Gives to Bertrand on the left side. Swing pass to Richardson. Now down low, Egwu working on Nelson. Quite the height advantage. A turnaround baseline jump shot. Left that one short. And they're going to get a foul on Mike Henry battling for the loose ball under the basket, and Lewis will have possession.
Once again, though, it's good to see the Illini working on the post as they lost Myers Leonard to the draft. So Egwu's really going to have to get involved at that center position.
Not at the very tallest lineup for Illinois. Paul, Richardson, Bertrand mostly play the guard position. Henry, a very undersized 4 at 6'6". Egwu is 6'11", but this team wants to get out and run.
Yeah, that's true. With these little guys out there, they're going to try and slash the court.
Jackson goes right side. Egwu on the help. Kick out to Jarosz. He'll take a three of his own. And they tipped around and corralled by Egwu. Bertrand looking to push in transition. On the right side. The give down low to Mike Henry. Back outside to Bertrand. Thought about it. Re-enters to Mike Henry. Now Richardson on the baseline. Entry pass to Egwu.
Looks like once again they're going to try and get him in the post.
Paul will take a three from the left side. No good. Offensive rebound for Mike Henry. And they're going to get him for steps in the lane. They're going to get him for steps in the lane. But one thing about Mike Henry with his offensive rebounding, Coach Gross said that he's one of the best rebounders on this team at just 6'6".
Yeah, and that's good to see because that means he's hustling for those boards. And that's good to see you get those hustle points off of offensive rebounds.
And that's what Coach Gross likes to see, hustling, rebounding, ball pressure, and getting out and running.
One thing that Gross has been preaching as well is together and tough, TNT. He wants to see his team play as a unit.
Jackson went up for the layup. It looked like Richardson got a held ball on it, but they do get him for the foul, so the sophomore will go to the line for a pair. Ryan Jackson, the 6'2 sophomore guard by way of Bolingbrook, Illinois, very close to Lewis College. D2 Bulletin all-freshman team averaged 13 points a game last year. He's the only player on this Lewis team averaging double figures. That averaged double figures last year.
Yeah, and he's a great free throw shooter as well. At Riverside Brookfield, he was the all-time school leader in free throws made in a game, season, and in his career.
2 for 2 from the line for the sophomore. And Illinois with a 3-2 lead early on here in this first half. Here's Richardson on the left side. Egwu flashes the top. Paul look for Richardson on the right side. He'll shoot a 3. And I believe they're going to get a foul down low.
Yeah, it's an offensive foul, Max.
They're going to get Nana Egwu for a blockout foul. So 2 fouls on the offensive side for Illinois. The first on Henry, now the second one on Egwu. And Illinois will give the ball back to the Flyers. Bryant, Paul on the switch.
Some good defense by Brandon Paul right here, Max.
Paul staying on Jackson as Nelson comes out for a pick. And they lost Jaros underneath, who was able to convert his body but could not put it in.
You see Joe Bertrand grab the rebound right there.
Richardson pushing in transition. That one off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound for Bertrand on the left side baseline. And now Paul at the top of the key. Bertrand will take a 3 from the left side and puts it in.
And he can make those all day, Max, when you leave him that wide open.
A lot of people regard Joe Bertrand as one of the most athletic players on this Illinois team. Really had his coming out party last year against Missouri, where he was perfect from the field in the Busch bragging rights game in St. Louis.
Yeah, and it's good to see him come out here and make a shot, too, as well. Might like to see him drive to the basket a little more in this game because of his size and athleticism.
And he fights for it on the ground with Carter, but he was out of bounds, so Lewis will retain possession. And we'll get our first substitution of the game as Tracy Abrams, the sophomore point guard by way of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago, checks in for Illinois, and DJ Richardson will head to the bench.
And Tracy Abrams, a little undersized, and he was voted team MVP last year for these Illini.
And now one of the newest faces of Illinois makes his debut. This is Sam McLaurin, the grad student senior transfer from Coastal Carolina by way of Florida, who was added to John Gross's team in the offseason after the season last year. A nice 6'8" body at about 250, plays the 4 and the 5. As you see Jackson getting pressured by Abrams. Bryant on the right side guarded by Bertrand, still looking for something to do. Puts up a floater over Egwu, but it rattles out. Tipped around and it's brought in by Bertrand, and they'll get a foul on Julian Lewis. A silly foul in the backcourt.
Yeah, that was a silly foul. No reason to do that as both teams were back on the other side of the court.
Tyler Griffey checks in for Illinois, the senior from Chesterfield, Missouri. He's played all throughout his 4 years. Started a couple games last year for the Illini, a very good shooter, especially from long distance.
Yeah, and he had a great freshman year. He came out, and a lot of people were really excited about him. Cooled off a little bit the last 2 years. Let's see if he could come out this season and torch it again.
Illinois getting fresh bodies in often. Already 3 substitutions for this team that likes to get out and run. As Joe Bertrand's on the right side. Guarded by Jackson, takes to the middle, kicks out Abrams for 3. Got it.
And that's what you need to do. You need to create to the basket and then push the ball out to the three-point line. Take open, good shots.
And you see the intensity on John Gross's the intensity on John Gross's sideline. And that ball is rebounded by Abrams, who looks to push. Kicks, Paul on the left side. Back to Abrams at the top of the key. Paul will take another 3, and that one goes down. Illinois, 4 baskets, 4 3-pointers, and they lead by 10.
And it's good to see him making these shots, but you can't rely on these throughout the regular season. We're going to see if they can create some stuff going to the hole.
But for now, it's quite the hot start for Illinois. All shots from behind the arc as Lewis penetrates the floater off the backboard and corralled by Griffey. And here comes Paul looking to push. Bertrand on the right side. Picked up his dribble, back to Paul at the top of the key. Deflected pass, and it went off McLaurin, so it will be Lewis ball. So Illinois, all 3s, 12 points. They lead Lewis 12-2. We'll be right back. You're watching Big Ten basketball here on the Big Ten Network.